Hey! All right, man, you committed to my hike. Thanks, can't leave now. This is gonna be a good hike today. I love getting cardio like this. I'll be honest with you, I used to train for 10Ks and things like that. But now, you know, things have changed and I have a doctor's appointment next week where I have to take a stress test, which means I have to run on the treadmill for like 15 minutes at a very high speed. So these days, I am training for a stress test. That's the way it goes. And I'm not a fan of treadmills either. No, I don't like those things. Maybe if you put trees around them, I'd be happier. All right, enough about me. Strap on your heart monitor, that EKG, pull up your compression socks, and why don't we go take a hike? My hiking wingman today is quite unique. He's very articulate, he's analytical, he is multilingual, he's funny, he's British. He'll never need a treadmill because it seems like he never tires. That's right, today we're continuing with part 2 of our hike with the fabulous Mr. Eddie Izzard.
We are here, kids. We have made it. We have CGI'd in the back of the Hollywood sign to us. We're not actually here. We're actually on the moon. You can't actually drive up here. You have to walk up here unless you, I suppose in the military, there is a road here, but you can't. You have to walk up. So that's kind of groovy.
It's pretty spectacular, huh?
It is beautiful.
I mean, how many people, how many eyeballs have glanced this way?
Yeah.
And how many pictures have been taken this way?
I know people, and it's kind of, it's amazingly powerful from a distance. Maybe, you know, it has a different power. Right up behind it, it's crazy.
You know, it's a lot easier going downhill than it is uphill.
Well, actually, not in hills.
When you do your shows, you do them in different languages.
Yeah, tonight's going to be English, but I have played 3 shows, and I do these 3 shows, 3 languages in 3 hours. Do it in German, French, and English, and then give the money to charity. So that's a nice one to do. And you know, you can play Spanish in America. I could do French. I've done French here in LA.
Yeah, you get a big crowd?
It's more of a select crowd, but.
So when you do it, you're translating basically your words into French. You don't know how to speak really French.
Non, je parle français, c'est bien. Je suis pas couramment, mais je peux parler français 75% couramment. About 75% fluent is the number I'm giving me. I developed this show in French and German. I improvised it. I workshopped it in second and third languages because of Brexit and Trump. I thought I'd go and do something positive.
I mean, you just seem like you don't get tired.
I do get tired. But oh no, well here's the thing. I don't get tired because, you know, if you were selling babies to make money, you know, some people who get jaded with their life. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
I just seem to be making money by selling babies to make, you know, whatever the bad thing that they're doing in life. And I'm doing solo shows of Dickens now. I'm doing films with Judi Dench and Stephen Frears. I'm doing my own film, just did it. I'm doing stand-up in 4 languages now. This stuff, this ignites me is a good word, ignites me with joy and fun. And so even if I'm knackered, I can still do it because the job satisfaction is 11 out of 10. The work that I'm doing at the moment, I'm getting 11 out of 10 job satisfaction.
You enjoy so much in life. Do you think you would have time for a relationship?
Oh, well, my relationship's always tricky because I'm always here, there, and everywhere. So,
yeah, I mean,
and also I'm transgender, and that throws a spanner in the works. But I like people. I get on with people. I like talking to people. I'm also okay with my own company. I'm okay with hanging out with friends.
I mean, you don't need to be in a relationship, is what you're saying.
Well, I like having a relationship, but you know, I make it tricky for people.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
I almost feel in life that you can get good at relationships or you can get good at your career. You can't do both. So if you have a great relationship, your career is probably, it's sort of sliding down the mountain at the moment. Whereas if you have a great career, you go, yeah, no one will talk to me.
What do you do for fun, Eddie?
I work.
That's your fun?
Well, yeah.
But don't you like clothes?
No.
I thought you liked clothes.
No. In girl mode, I have to look at, there's only about 20% of clothing that kind of works for me. There tends to be things, because my body shape is a bit different, a bit more boy mode. So I have to shop carefully and try things out, make some mistakes. Well, you have to make mistakes, you know.
Yeah.
You have to have
You're
friends.
Not afraid of making mistakes.
Well, you have to make.
You have to take risks.
To make an omelette, you have to blow up the kitchen once or twice. I think, is that the saying?
Did you ever like pat yourself on the back and say, wow, I was performing on the streets 30 years ago or whatever. Now
I don't really, because when I was performing on the streets, I wanted to be doing this. I had big ambitions when I was very young. So when I was 7, I wanted to act. And when I was 30, I started getting somewhere. And now I'm 109 and it's doing okay. So I was always driving in this direction, and it was quite single-minded. And
I'm so intrigued by street performance.
it is the ninja training of any performer. It's the hardest thing I've ever thought of. The audience does not want to, it doesn't even think it's an audience. So they could be standing there and you're in the middle of the thing and you're doing great, and they just walk off and say, now we're going to get that coffee. Come on, Jim. Look, here's a good shot. I think at this stage it'd be quite funny if my chat all went I just ran out of everything that I'd learned from a book. Yeah, and soup is good, and I think I like hair and cheese. That's it. I've learned everything else, and I'm just regurgitating it.
I have nothing else to say. You're like a machine, Eddie. I mean, you've done everything. You're doing everything.
My
you don't get
middle
tired.
name is Jeff Machine Tompkins.
Did you ever do coke?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either.
I thought if I did coke, I'd be addicted to it, and it's a perfect thing for me because it would be, hey, come on, let's do this, let's do that.
But you already like that. You are so energetic.
I know. I got coke built in. So.
You do.
But hopefully without the rubbishy bit where you say, yeah, we can do this and go to the moon on a jackrabbit.
Yeah. What are you wearing tonight?
Clothes, mainly clothes.
Yeah.
I find that clothes are the best.
Covered, completely covered.
My eyes will be covered, but the rest of me is not.
Would you ever want like cleavage?
I don't mind. No, I've had boob envy since I was very young. Like a lot of young girls grow up have boob envy.
Yeah.
And some don't. And you know, this is it. There are 3 dials, it seems, on the human being. That one is what you look like, how you self-identify, and who you fancy. Those are the 3. And you can be anywhere. You could look very male, self-identify very female, and you can fancy men and women. You know, you could be there, or you could look very male, look female. It just the sliders can be anywhere on it. And we have people have been obsessed with this and obsessed with regimenting the boy, girl, man, woman thing for millennia, not centuries, millennia, and been very vicious against people who are going out of these tram lines. But these genetics have been here for forever. So we've just got honest with it, and people have been trying to be honest for centuries, but have been persecuted for it.
When you're on stage, how much do you meander off of the regular
I never
show?
meander, sir. It's always exactly as scripted, just like now. I don't, oh look, there's a tree.
Oh. Do you have certain bits that you can't wait to get to because they're your favorite?
Yes, every time. And what I try and do is I keep augmenting stuff and distilling stuff, really, just trying to get down to the best pieces of it, and I add stuff on because I get bored with my own stuff.
Sure.
But at the moment, what is fun tonight, so I talk about this because I've been doing marathon running, and I started training for a long sea swim. And these seagulls, I was talking about this before, the seagulls would follow me, so doing stuff about the seagulls and the seagull's attitude to me as he just sat behind me, paddling towards me as if I was going to die and he's going to eat me. That's quite fun, the relationship between me and the seagull.
Have you panicked before?
Oh yeah, and it's quite comforting panicking because you can do something. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah,
and you're actually doing something
you're able to
creative,
release it,
but it doesn't help because you're just running around like a chicken with or without their head.
What caused the panic?
Oh, things. Being up in an aeroplane and going, okay, I just have to find this big long straight road that cuts across Ireland. Where the fuck is it?
Were you flying the airplane?
Yep. It is a weird thing, but the best way not to panic is to not panic.
I remember we had this conversation. You said you had a tremendous fear of flying, and the only way that you corrected that was to take flying lessons.
Yeah.
And you got your pilot's license.
Yeah.
So that's kind of courageous, I think.
Yeah, as long as it's positive, you've got to move towards things that scare you.
Yeah. When it comes to risk, you've studied risk calculation, right?
Yeah,
So-
I automatically, every brain is a computer, yeah, and so you've got to sift things through your computer and do risk assessment on everything you're doing. I just try and calculate the risks and do things which are brave but curious rather than fearful and suspicious. Jumping off a cliff onto a spike is very scary too. Don't do that because there's nothing positive about it.
Right.
But coming out as transgender, which is my gift to myself for everything I've done.
And for a lot of people
Well,
that want to come out.
yeah, well,
live that life.
Oh yes, that. But the scariness of me pushing against the idea of not coming out to saying I'm going to come out, people are going to shout at me, fuck it, I'm going to work it out. That confidence and the humiliation that you have to go through in the starting period. There's always a start-up humiliation period, and so I I realized, well, you can do that in street performing. I was a really bad street performer, then I got better at that. Then stand-up, really bad stand-up, then I got better at that. Actor, bad actor, then I got better at that. Runner, I got better at running. Politics, you know, anything you start that's new, you will most probably be kind of crap at it at the beginning, and you go through a marshy period, and then you get onto slightly more sandy, marshy bit, and then it gets firmer, and then you get onto higher ground. It's like coming through a marsh and coming up. So just know, if you can deflect the humiliation, you can get through that. Yeah, you can get through it.
Finish this sentence.
Yeah.
I wish I could.
I wish I could. I wish I could. I wish I could, I think I did. How about that? I wish I could until I have done it, and then I don't think, when I say I'm pleased that I've done it. Like certain things I'm really pleased that I did. I'm pleased that performing in 4 languages.
You're an actor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I clean elevators and helicopters. I'm a comedian actually. I used to get into mini cabs, little cars in London when I was, and this is kind of fun because they get in and they say, "What do you do?" I say, "I'm a comedian." They say, "Here's one." So all taxi drivers had a joke for me, and I hated this. Comedians hate other people because we know what we're doing,
and they think that they know what they're doing.
So, this is the story. So
at the top.
To finish my story, sorry, I'm just going to finish.
No, I want to hear this.
I don't care if you've not seen each other for 10 years. Here's my story. So this was, so what I would do was I'd get, and I made this as a piece of stand-up, I'd get into minicabs, into cars, little taxis in London, and I'd say this, as soon as I got in, I'd turn to the taxi driver and say, "Oh, for fuck's sake."
And of course it's a helicopter.
I'm being heckled by a helicopter. "I'll clean you later, sir." And then we'll get into some elevators. Anyway. It was quite funny. It used to work, but now the joke won't work. But it was every time I get in a taxi, they'd say, "What do you do?" "I'm a comedian." They tell me a joke. So to stop that, I'd get into a taxi and turn to them and say, "What do you do for a living?" And he's driving, saying, "I'm a taxi driver." And I'd go, "Here's one. You go down the A29, take a left on the traffic lights, go on the thing, go down, right there, and you're there at the pub, yeah?" And they go, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Eddie Izzard, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie
Yes,
Izzard.
that was a joke from my old days. Thank you very much. Very nice to meet you.
Great to meet
Thank
you.
I'm here all week, right here all week. Right here all week. Just performing here by the doctor.
You have any tattoos?
I'm actually covered in tattoos, but they're all invisible tattoos.
What's up?
Yes.
How's it going?
You're going up to the
Yeah.
thing? You been there before?
No, first time.
Well, if you go with the sign, you can go below it. But if you come back and then go the other way, you can go above it as well.
Thank you.
It's almost like you enjoy presenting it to people, you know?
Well, what I do is I enjoy the freedom it gives me to say hello, and I'm kind of enjoying life in it. So I'm not trying to say, "Look at me, I'm transgender." I'm more like trying to say, "Hello, how are you? It's good to be alive, isn't it?" Because I feel an extra energy for the fact that if I hadn't come out, I wouldn't have been able to do this at all. I'd still be living a lie.
Is it the same in other countries?
Yep, exactly the same. And sometimes worse, and sometimes up here I feel no one's going to be of a mind to have a go at me.
They're too tired.
Yeah, exactly, they're too tired. Which is an interesting thing to remember. People are too tired, they can't be bothered. Hey, you fucker! Forget it.
Hey, tell me about your foray into Parliament.
Well, from summer of next year I will be open for a go, but I don't think there's going to be a general election until the
So will you,
autumn of
will
2021.
this be your last special?
This will be last tour officially, but then it might not be due to the elastic nature of our general elections.
Okay, so if you don't get elected, then you'll be back out there again.
Well, no, there's one if I don't get elected, but we won't have a general election until spring of 21 probably. If whichever Tory gets in as Prime Minister, they will want as long as they can have to bed in and say, "Hey, I'm the Prime Minister, you got used to me? Yeah. Let's just carry me on because I've been doing a good job, haven't I?" They want to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can't do that in 6 months. You can't do that with a snap election.
What happened with Theresa May?
Theresa May's problem was that I think she quite was intrigued by the idea of being Prime Minister, but she wasn't going to really fight for it, and so it was given to her. And that was, it's such a hard job. For everyone doing it, it's such a hard job. Because you really got to listen to everyone, and then you've got to say, "Guys, we're doing this thing." And that's what she tried to do. And I think John Major and Theresa May were both two people who were handed a Prime Ministership. You've got to learn to fight. That's the thing. I've been fighting all my life, so going into politics, the fight doesn't change. Since I came out, I've been fighting, you know.
Yeah.
And so I've been fighting for for over 30 years, so you just have to change what you're fighting for. You know, I was specifically fighting for this, or for a career, or to get America, or to run marathons, and now it'll be for getting votes and this and that. So it is a different thing, but it's still fighting. But you've got to learn how to fight. You've got to be able to communicate. You've got to have a world vision that's positive. Unfortunately, people like Hitler had a world vision that was negative, but partially positive to anyone who was German. And the bullshit Aryan idea that who bought into it was happy to murder people. Yeah, you can live a lot better under this system. Oh God! But that's just a murderous system.
Can you ever rest? Can you just sit still for a while?
Yeah.
Can you go on vacation and sit on the beach?
Not really. That's
Your mind's always going, isn't it?
well. If I listen to some nice music, I do that, and then or an audiobook, I could do that. But if I'm actually doing nothing. You see, I think you do nothing after you've worked hard. A lot of people will have jobs which can be demanding and sometimes not that fulfilling.
I'll tell you what, I'm going
And
to do
mine-
nothing after this hike.
Yeah, well, well, this was a fulfilling. We had a good chat.
Yeah. What do you want to be remembered for after you die?
Someone who walked around a bit. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
What do you think you'll be remembered by?
Well, I don't know. You know, what I'm pleased about in my life is performing in different languages. That people had done that, but not in such an intense way. And the idea that this could be a career move. Since quite often people will go to a different country and perform in a different language, or they might go around and they do a magic or juggling show that would involve that. But taking actual stand-up comedy, which is all words, and flipping that into different languages, that is a beautiful thing to do. And a lot of other people are doing it now. I know I was in the vanguard of doing that, and that will never change. That will never go away. So that's the beautiful thing. That I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased about coming out because I know I've met people who are now coming out younger.
Get people
and younger.
thanking you?
Well, yeah, to be honest, yes.
Yeah, sure.
And I didn't say everyone must come out. I just said I happen to be transgender, and here's the comedy, the drama, the whatever that I'm doing. My sexuality is not important. Everyone calm down about it, because I've calmed down. And you can jump up, and if you have a problem with it, go and see a psychiatrist, because they can work with you on your problem rather than me, because I don't really have any problem.
How far it is up there?
To the bottom of the thing, I'd say 25
To the Hollywood sign?
minutes walk.
So I'd say 30 minutes.
Thank you.
They're walking away thinking, is that a woman or is that a guy?
They weren't bothered.
They want to know. Dankeschön, Eddie Izzard. Merci, gracias, das war sehr gut. That's all I know in a foreign language. Yep. Man, I'm lucky if I could do my act in English. That was a treat for me because I've always been a big fan of Eddie's. It almost killed me, but I made it. Thanks for following along. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll catch you next time. Happy trails.